The clown murder of Marlene Warren, a killer hiding behind a painted smile. Imagine opening your front door to a clown. Bright red nose, painted smile, holding flowers and balloons. A cheerful surprise, right? Until the clown pulls out a gun and shoots you dead. In 1990, that's exactly what happened to Marlene Warren. In Wellington, Florida, for 27 years, her killer vanished into thin air until a breakthrough cracked the case wide open. This is the chilling true story of the clown murder, a mystery so bizarre, it haunted detectives for decades. May 26, 1990. A sunny Saturday morning in Wellington, Florida, Marlene Warren, a 40-year-old mother, was at home with her 21-year-old son, Joey, and his friends. They were eating breakfast when the doorbell rang. Marlene opened the door to a sight straight out of a nightmare. A clown stood there, white face, red nose, orange wig, holding 2 balloons and a bouquet of carnations. One balloon read, "You're the greatest." Marlene smiled, charmed by the gesture. "Who's this from?" she asked. Without a word, the clown raised a pistol and shot her in the face. Marlene collapsed. The clown turned and walked calmly back to a white Chrysler LeBaron convertible, driving off into the quiet suburban streets. Joey and his friends ran to the door, screaming for help. Marlene was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She died 2 days later. The question burned into minds. Who was the clown, and why did they target Marlene? Marlene Warren was a vibrant, hard-working woman. She ran a successful car rental business with her husband, Michael Warren, and was a devoted mother to Joey and her stepchildren. Friends described her as warm, generous, and full of life. But behind the scenes, her marriage was rocky. Michael Warren had a reputation for shady business dealings. His car dealership, Argon Motors, was rumored to have ties to repossessed cars and questionable loans. Some whispered he was involved in something dark or possibly fraud or worse. Marlene, however, stayed out of the gossip. She focused on her family and her work, unaware that danger was closing in. Palm Beach County police were stunned by the brazen crime. A clown committing murder in broad daylight? It was unheard of. Detectives found the white Chrysler LeBaron abandoned a few miles away at a Winn-Dixie parking lot. Inside, they recovered orange wig fibers, balloon strings, and traces of makeup. Witnesses reported seeing the clown purchase the balloons and flowers at a nearby Publix supermarket just hours before the murder. But the trail went cold fast. No fingerprints. No DNA matches at the time. No clear motive. Police interviewed Michael Warren, who seemed distraught but offered little help. He claimed he was at a business meeting during the shooting and had no idea who could have targeted his wife. Investigators dug into Michael's life and found a lead. Sheila Keene, a 27-year-old woman who worked for Michael at Argon Motors. She repossessed cars for him and was rumored to be his mistress. When questioned, Sheila denied any involvement. She said she was home alone that morning, with no alibi to confirm it. Without hard evidence, police couldn't charge her. The case stalled, and the clown's identity remained a mystery. Years passed, and Marlene's murder became one of Florida's most infamous unsolved cases. Joey Warren, haunted by the image of the clown shooting his mother, pushed for answers. The media dubbed it the clown murder, and the story spread, capturing public imagination. Detectives revisited the case periodically, chasing tips about clowns, cars, and suspicious characters. One theory suggested a random act of violence, perhaps tied to local crime. Another pointed to Michael's business dealings. Maybe Marlene was a target to send him a message. But the lack of forensic evidence kept the case frozen. By the 2000s, hope was fading. Marlene's family feared the killer would never be caught. Then, in the 2010s, a revolution in forensic science changed everything. In 2014, advancements in DNA technology gave detectives a new tool. They re-examined the evidence from the Chrysler LeBaron, specifically the orange wig fibers. Using modern DNA extraction techniques, they found a partial profile. It wasn't enough to identify the killer outright, but it was a start. Investigators also re-interviewed witnesses from 1998. Publix employee recalled selling balloons to a woman, not a man, dressed in casual clothes. Not a clown costume. This shifted suspicion back to Sheila Keene. In 2017, police tracked down Sheila, now Sheila Keene Warren, living in Tennessee. She had married Michael Warren in 2002, years after Marlene's death. They ran a burger restaurant together, living a quiet life. Detectives collected DNA from Sheila under a pretext and compared it to the wig fibers. It was a match. The woman who'd worked for Michael, rumored to be his lover, was the clown who killed Marlene. Sheila was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Sheila Keene Warren's trial was a media frenzy. Prosecutors argued she killed Marlene to eliminate her romantic rival and secure a life with Michael Warren. The clown costume, they said, was a deliberate disguise to avoid suspicion in a small town. Sheila's defense claimed the DNA evidence was inconclusive and that the case relied on circumstantial clues. They argued Sheila had no clear motive. Why risk everything for a man who wasn't even divorced? But the evidence piled up. The Publix employee's testimony about the balloon purchase, witnesses who saw a woman driving the Chrysler LeBaron, the DNA match from the wig fibers. In April 2023, after years of legal battles, Sheila Keene Warren pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. She was sentenced to 12 years, with credit for time served, meaning she could be released as early as 2025. Michael Warren was never charged, though many believe he knew more than he let on. The plea deal left some questions unanswered, but for Marlene's family, it was closure after 33 years. The clown murder remains one of the strangest solved cases in true crime history. A killer disguised as a clown. A decades-long mystery. A family torn apart. Joey Warren, now in his 50s, has spoken about the pain of losing his mother and the surreal image of that clown at the door. The case has inspired TV specials, podcasts, and endless online debates. It's a reminder that truth can be stranger than fiction. A painted smile hid a cold-blooded killer, and sometimes justice takes decades to unmask the culprit. What drove Sheila Keene Warren to commit such a bizarre crime? Was Michael Warren involved, or was he truly in the dark? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story as chilling as we did, hit like and subscribe for more real-life mysteries. And remember, sometimes the scariest monsters wear the brightest smiles.